Hello everyone, Lytro Storm here, and today I'll be finishing off the Buu saga of What If Bardock Was Sent to the Future. This is of course part 6, so make sure to watch all the videos before this one. They'll be linked in the description and comments section. For now though, I'll provide a recap for the last part, so once again you'll have to check out the videos before that. Raditz taught Goku and Bardock fusion, Vegeta joined their side temporarily, Buu turned into a good version of Super Buu, and now Gohan is about to fight him. Yeah, this recap is not giving any details, so go give me more views. Speaking of views, less than half of my viewers are subscribed, so do that if you enjoy the video. As always, be sure to join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Links in the description. Alright, so Gohan is standing in front of Super Buu before the fight then begins. Gohan is beating him down and Buu isn't really fighting back, and Bardock and the rest of the crew arrive watching the battle. Gohan is clearly taking out all of his anger and frustration on Buu, but not killing him. Goku yells for his son to stop and that Buu really does seem good now. However, Gohan just argues in between punches that he's probably just holding his evil back to hide in plain sight. But even if he is good now, his actions previously should justify his death. He beats down on Buu, eventually forcing him to fight back. Gohan smiles, knowing that he was close to unleashing his evil. However, that's where it stops. The worst Buu does is defend himself. Gohan gets angered even more by this. Buu isn't proving his points. If he won't let it out, then he'll just use all of his power to kill him here. He charges up a Kamehameha, but someone yells for him to wait. Mr. Satan comes running in and stands in the way of the attack. The man tells Gohan that he won't let him hurt his friend, and Gohan, seeing Vidal's father, is a bit hesitant. He tells him to move, but Mr. Satan refuses. Vidal tries talking Gohan down, and this made him even more confused. He was doing this to keep her safe. He had to do this. He told Mr. Satan once again to move out of the way, but he refused once more. Buu then tells Mr. Satan the same thing, but the man replies that he won't let him die. Buu responds that he can't let him die either, and that's when it finally clicks in Gohan. This really is not the right thing to do. He dissipates the blast and goes onto the ground. Everyone surrounds him and he apologizes profusely, and that he let his emotions get the better of him. Of course though, they do forgive him and, just tell him to watch himself next time because that could have way worse repercussions than it has to. Piccolo then returns after getting his potential unlocked, and the gang, now with everything back to normal, uses the Namekian Dragon Balls. Some time passes in which Vegeta slowly decides to transition himself into being more of a father for Trunks. He's not going to be as goofy as he was in Super canonically, but it'll be close enough. Nappa would kind of take on that sort of role honestly, even though it would be more of an uncle and not a father. But it would be kind of cool to see him as an uncle because, he'd basically just be doing what Vegeta does, which I think would be more in character for him. Vegeta and Nappa would also hash out their whole drama during this time as well, and would decide to both change for the better. Of course, they're not going to become best friends or anything, but there's at least something. As for Raditz, he would decide to finally come back to life so that he can help more if anything else happens. And plus, he's got to be there for his family. The time would then pass, and eventually we'd get to where Dragon Ball Super begins. Goku would unfortunately not receive as much money from Mr. Satan as he did in canon, though he may get a good cut of it. The rest of it would have to come straight from his, Bardock's, and Raditz's work, although they would get it done a little bit faster since there's 3 of them. Unlike in other What Ifs, Raditz would also decide to stay single since he basically has learned to be there for his family more. I mean, he's taken 2 different breaks, and in both, everything just went bad. So he's more loyal to his family, he's gotta stick with them. Unlike in canon, Beerus would actually arrive on Earth since the one who defeated Frieza was Bardock. He arrives at the Sun family house along with Whis and asks about the Super Saiyan God. However, Bardock recognizes this man. He never saw him in person, but he had heard of him back when Planet Vegeta was still around. The Saiyan asks if he is Lord Beerus, and the god responds with a yes. Goku is eager to fight him, but Bardock knows that none of them would be a match. Beerus would decide to test his power anyway, since he was the one who defeated Frieza. Bardock then goes Super Saiyan 2 right from the start, but it would be nothing to Beerus. The god is disappointed and smacks him away, and that's when Goku and Raditz join in. The pair go Super Saiyan 2 and charge, but even the 2 of them together aren't enough. Bardock simply sits on the ground, not wanting to go any further with futile attacks. With Beerus winning, he decides to go after the next Saiyan energy he senses, Vegeta. He would be preparing to go to Bulma's birthday party, but then would be stopped by the god. Vegeta would then immediately sit down and submit to Beerus, and so would Nappa. The Lord was angry by nobody being strong enough, but he decides to just enjoy the upcoming party. He eventually goes for Buu's pudding, which doesn't go very well. However, while Buu may be stronger than in canon since he's Super Buu and not Good Buu, it still wouldn't be enough of a match for Beerus. This would lead into Goten and Trunks fusing together, Piccolo, Tenshinhan, and 18 all attacking, and Gohan too. But ultimately, none of them can even contend with the god. He then slaps Bulma for slapping him, and Vegeta gets enraged and attacks, although it does do more damage than in canon. Beerus then decides to take out Earth, but Goku summons Shenron and asks about the Super Saiyan God. They would learn about the ritual, and Goku, Raditz, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks perform it on Bardock. Now, Bardock would transcend into a Super Saiyan God. He would take on Beerus and would go full throttle, doing absolutely everything he can to impress the god. It would go about the same as in canon, with Bardock eventually absorbing the form into his base before then going Super Saiyan and all that. However, that's when another red aura shot through the atmosphere. It was Raditz. He wasn't just going to let his father fight alone, and so he asked Nappa to join in the ritual since Goku preferred to earn his power. He charged in alongside his father, and the two fought Beerus together. They would then eventually be beaten, but Beerus would decide that they were worthy enough, sparing Earth. Whis would then offer Vegeta, Nappa, and Goku a chance to train with him, and the first and last Saiyan would agree, with Nappa opting out. He preferred to stay in his own lane for now, as he had a life here on Earth, plus he didn't really feel like he had redeemed himself just yet. Whis would accept this, and Goku and Vegeta would go along with him to train on Beerus' planet. Bardock and Raditz would realize that Goku was gone, and his father would want to go there as well. Chi-Chi, however, told them that there was still work to be done. So the two were forced to work for many more months. Around the time Goku joined in the training originally, Bardock would do so, with Raditz staying behind. Out in space though, a certain king loomed. He had finally found it, Earth. He sent his troops down to locate the Dragon Balls and summon Shenron. They then wished back Frieza and brought him onto the ship. King Cold now had his son back, and the two were ready to take their revenge. Instead of Togama, they would train together as father and son, which led to even more gains. Meanwhile, Goku, Vegeta, and Bardock would have unlocked Super Saiyan Blue and gotten far stronger. 4 months then passed, with the Frieza Force arriving on Earth once more. A stronger group stood in their way this time though, as Raditz and Nappa were there. This led to the army being dismantled far faster than in canon, so Frieza and King Cold decided to step in. In their first forms, they were able to easily beat down most of the squad, and the only real threats were Raditz and Nappa. Nappa was mostly cannon fodder, but Raditz was only using his base form. The two royals powered up into their fourth forms and fought Raditz, now beating him easily. Because of this, he decided to go Super Saiyan God, but Goku, Vegeta, and Bardock arrived from feeling such a strong energy. They told Raditz that they would handle it from here, and so they would. Now, while Goku and Vegeta are stronger and Bardock is stronger than they were in canon, Frieza and Cold are much stronger. Like, if 4 months with Togama, who was said to be about Ginyu level pre-training, got Frieza that strong, imagine someone on an equal playing field without even using their fourth form. I'm of course talking about King Cold, so yeah, they're leagues beyond canon Frieza. Bardock would go after Frieza, and Vegeta would take Cold. Goku would also pitch in to help his father, but ultimately, the three were not strong enough to do much. So because of that, Raditz joined in going Super Saiyan, and the others also did the same, and now the Emperor and King alike were being beaten. However, that's when they unveiled their new golden forms, except we'll say King Cold's is like titanium or something, so that way I can use Metal Cooler as a render instead. That work? I didn't ask. Moving on though, the three Saiyans would transform into Super Saiyan Blue, and would once again be defeated. I mean, King Cold and Frieza's base forms are stronger, and Golden is a bigger increase than Blue, so it really shouldn't be a surprise. Raditz would also use his highest form of Super Saiyan God, trying to pitch in as much as possible, but he would be beaten the worst. This would then force Goku and Bardock to do the only thing they can think of, the fusion dance. While Raditz and Vegeta hold the two off, they would then become Godok, and would go Super Saiyan Blue immediately. This would honestly be overkill, and the father and son would easily kill the other father and son. Yeah, that's kind of ironic. But all in all, ultimately the day is saved, and everyone returns to their lives once again. And that is where we will leave this part. We finished the Buu, Beerus, and Golden Frieza arcs, so I think we've done enough work for one episode. That said, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please do like and subscribe to find out what happens next. But as always, tell me if you like this part, tell me what you think will happen next, comment your requests for future videos, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, have a great day.